Benjamin Franklin, one of the most important founding fathers of the United States, was born in Boston on January 17, 1706. He was the son of a candle and soap maker, and the 10th of 17 children. His father had big dreams for his oldest son, also named Benjamin, who he hoped would become a successful merchant like himself. So when the elder Franklin died when Ben was only 12 years old, it fell to him to take over the family business. But this didn't mean that Franklin was destined for greatness. In fact, his natural curiosity and inquiring mind led him down a completely different path. And by the time he was 13, he was already running the household and the business while his mother doted on her grandchildren. At 14, Franklin began working as an apprentice to his brother, but he soon found this work to be tedious and unprofitable. Instead, he spent his free time reading voraciously, teaching himself everything from math to astronomy to alchemy. This insatiable curiosity would become his trademark and propel him to the upper echelons of American society. In 1721, Franklin went to work for his brother as a journeyman, earning the right to take a portion of the profits. But this still wasn't enough for Franklin, who wanted more freedom and more money. So in 1723, he decided to strike out on his own. He purchased his brother's share of the business for £400 and set up shop as an independent printer and publisher. By 1729, Franklin's business was booming. He was the official printer for the colony of Pennsylvania and had just published the first issue of his weekly periodical, the New England Courant. But despite his success, Franklin's life was in turmoil. His relationship with his mother had deteriorated, and his older brother, James, was trying to destroy his business by monopolizing the printing contracts from the colonial government. To escape this persecution, Franklin fled to London in 1732. It was here that Franklin made a name for himself as a printer and publisher, working for the famous London printer William Bradford. But after 5 years, he was ready to return to America. In 1737, he joined forces with his friend David Haw to start a new printing press in Philadelphia. Together they published Poor Richard's Almanac, which became a huge hit and established Franklin as one of the most successful printers in the colonies. But Franklin wasn't content with just printing other people's works. He was now a writer and scientist in his own right. In 1738, he published his first book, The Way to Wealth, which was based on one of his popular essays from Poor Richard's Almanac. The book was a collection of homespun wisdom and common-sense advice on how to make money and manage one's affairs. It was a huge success, selling out quickly and establishing Franklin as a leading voice in the American colonies. Over the next decade, Franklin continued to publish books and pamphlets on a variety of topics, from science and technology to politics and religion. He was a prolific writer, and his works were widely read throughout the colonies. But it was his scientific work that really made a name for him. In 1747, he invented the lightning rod and demonstrated its effectiveness in a famous experiment. He also made significant contributions to our understanding of electricity and invented many other devices, including the glass harmonica, a musical instrument that could play tunes by itself. But perhaps Franklin's greatest contribution was his role in the American Revolution. He was one of the founding fathers who drafted the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and served as a diplomat to France during the war. After the war, he served as Postmaster General of the United States and helped to establish the first public library in the country. Franklin died on April 17, 1790. At the age of 84, he left behind a legacy of scientific discovery, political leadership, and civic virtue that has inspired generations of Americans. Today, we remember him not just as one of the founding fathers, but as a man who embodied the ideals of democracy, liberty, and justice for all. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thank you.